Oh, could it be the time? Is it time already for the VeganSteven podcast? Trying to figure out how the fuck to turn comments on the YouTube. But sure, look, we won't worry about that, because man, I have some mad stories to tell you. Hazel! How you getting on, Hazel? Got some mad stories to tell you. Had to get involved with the Garda Síochána. Had to get involved with the guards last night. Had to go to the old Garda station and so on. But you listen, I'll tell you all about that in a minute. I'll tell you all about the Star Wars film. I'm your number one fan. I'm your number one fan. Alright, here we go. I'm just going to sing a little song before I get into everything, alright? And then, so I got lots to tell you. I got a little story to tell you about. I had to talk to the guards last night to do with the whole Scientology thing. Watched a bit of new Netflix film, The Two Popes, and watched Star Wars for the second time, and other things. All the things, but here's a little tune first. Don't you say that you love me, I've got no interest. You're my practice girlfriend, done and done. I owe my own burdens and so do you. So take your breakup bags and get the fuck out. I could say I couldn't push the hurt, and so I pushed everyone around me away. Do you understand what you're accusing me of? Do you understand what you're accusing me of? What you've never had, you can't miss. So why the fuck are you saying you're gonna miss me? My mate said they do you and you should be a model. Well, I've been most struck by a toilet. Do you understand what you're accusing me of? Do you understand what you're accusing me of, Carrie? Do you understand what you're accusing me of, Carrie? Do you understand what you're accusing me of? Here comes the my guitar solo. Do you understand what you're accusing me of? Do you understand what you're accusing me of, Mary? Do you understand what you're accusing me of, Carrie? Scientology is very freaky, and they have a new center in Dublin, Ireland. That's a little bit freaky, and they're getting involved in Irish school systems. Isn't that a little bit concerning? Oh, Scientology, what the flip are you doing in Ireland? Are you trying to rob our... Are you trying to rob our pints? What the fuck are you up to, lad? Stay away from our pints, Scientology. I would say stay away from our Guinness, but Guinness is owned by a British collective of companies, as is Tato, and shh, 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 it's okay, shh, shh. Quiet on the conspiracies, no one wants to know. Hello, VeganSteven podcast. VeganSteven is a fictional character. All guests are allegedly fictional characters in this show. All characters and events in this show, even those based on real people, are entirely fictional. Celebrity voices are impersonated poorly. The following program contains coarse language and due to its content should not be viewed by anyone. That is right. This is another iconic episode. This is not a drill. This is fucking live. Is it the number 5? Oh, Jesus. Is it the number 5 best podcast in the podcast land? No, it's actually the number 2. It's actually the second best vegan. Well, hang on, I'm just getting word in from my people on the ground. It's now been crowned the number 1 vegan podcast. Is that of all time, or is that just of all time? Fucking hell, that was quick. Shit, man. We've only been doing this for fucking 2 months. We're already fucking killing the game. Shit, fair play. Alright, oh, jeepers. Oh, yeah, no. This is the VeganSteven podcast, the number 1 vegan podcast promoting positive mental health. It's not just for vegans, it's every day. I am your host, VeganSteven. We are currently live everywhere. Okay, so I didn't keep saying this. This is, a fictional character and a very exaggerated version of the person who is allegedly VeganSteven. We are currently live everywhere, okay? We're live on the YouTube, Instagram, Spotify. I don't know what Shopify is, but I'm probably there as well. I'm on the back of your lawnmower. I'm that thing that keeps you awake at night. I'm the boogeyman. I don't know. This episode is available on all the things. I think I already got to that. Today's date is the 20th. Oh shit, Christmas is in 4 days to Christmas. Oh, let's get up to mischief. It's 4 days to Christmas. Let's get up to mischief. Eating lots of biscuits. Isjob, biscuits. Fist job? Alright, we're moving very swiftly on before the things happen. All the music is free. So if you're, up and coming advertising agency or whatever the fuck you're into, you're welcome to copy and paste some of my words. There's no copyright here. Everything I do is open source, like Wikipedia. All right. So if you want to steal some of my shit, steal some of my shit. Ideally, you give me some credit for it. But if you just want to steal it, sure, fuck it. Go nuts. I have a feeling I'm going to regret saying all this and be like, no, I didn't mean it. Oh, I actually want my out of money. Oh, Jesus. Because I was sitting in the taxi being like, sitting in the taxi and the taxi driver was saying, oh yeah, I had what's that guy? Shane McGowan in the car 10 years ago. And he said he made $500,000 a year from Fairytale, New York. And I was like, oh my God, $500,000. That's fucking grand. And here's me being like, oh yeah, sure, I'll just give away all my fucking, yeah. Well, I'm not, I'm keeping all of my, publishing. But what I'm saying is, you're welcome to, oh God, I might have to get the lawyers involved. But it's Wikipedia, so it's not as if I'm giving my copyright to someone else, and I'm keeping my publishing. I don't know how to say this, but I'm keeping all my publishing. I'm not selling it to someone, but I'm also saying, if you want to use my music directly off the CD in the back of your YouTube video or on an ad for selling Mercedes or whatever fucking weird thing it is, you're welcome to do it. Alright? So it's not for sale, but if you want to use it for free, use it. Listen, I don't know how the fuck these things work. I have the philosophy down, but I don't have any of the lingo. Listen, who knows? We're making this up as we go along, apparently. Current affairs, what's trending now? Oh jeez. Alright, vegan news, how you getting on? Russia today. Bit of therapy. And all the things. Man, we've got so much to talk about. It's actually insane. Oh my fucking Jesus. I'm just looking at all these fucking comments and mad shit going on. Shit the bed. Alright, listen. In the interest of full transparency, I am a hardcore Star Wars fan. If Disney put out a GIF of someone's feces in Star Wars, I'd say that's brilliant. I'd fucking like it, and I'd probably try and buy the action figure. All right, nostalgia doesn't have a whole lot of logic to it. It's connected to fucking childhood fucking things and all sorts of mad shit. So listen, for whatever reason, I like buying used, like Star Wars toys that have been out in the box. It's been a guilty pleasure for a lot of my life. That's my main kind of, how is it, capitalist... How do I say this? I don't know, whatever. Guilty pleasure, alright? Some people like getting a finger up their arse. I like Star Wars action figures, alright? We all have our quirks. And I've just realised I'm super... There we are. That's much better exposure. And there we are, we're back. We're live, this is the VeganSteven back here. Alright, so I arranged to meet up with a lad down the road for some old toys. Alright, so I can go into the story of why I like Star Wars toys and so on. So please, please. As soon as people hear like Star Wars, they start switching off, which is fine, I get it. But just pretend I'm talking about whatever your childhood thing is, whether that's My Little Pony. So basically, it's what it means to me. It kind of relates to my childhood and all these things, and it's kind of a thing, people who are big into sound engineering tend to love Star Wars or Star Trek or one or the other or both kind of thing. It's just one of those things. So listen, my childhood thing, I was collecting toys from my childhood, which is, there's these things, where people collect figures and they don't open them. I have a big display, which I know is very not cool. I know it's very not cool. I have a big display, and basically I asked all my friends, here, do you have any of these toys that you had growing up, like these little action figures? Because I think they're really fucking cool. So I just have it like on a mantelpiece, and I have all the ones there. My friends were just like, here, like, we're gonna give them the charity shop anyway, just fucking take it, like. And they have like, some of their hands are burnt off from being played with, and it's just really fun. Because personally, I don't have any interest in like keeping stuff in the packaging and all this stuff. My stuff's the kind of stuff, if there's a family, friends, kid, it's like, don't play with these Star Wars toys, like, they're fucking good crack. And if they fucking break them some more, no worries, like I'm not sensitive about it, if you know what I mean. When I was a kid, I always wanted to have all the Star Wars toys, just because when I was fucking 7, I was like, oh man, it'd be so cool if... And then I found out... Okay, basically I was watching the first of these movies, right? Like, it's childhood nostalgia. I was watching the first of these movies. And I was... listen, we're getting on to the juicy stuff to fucking... having to get in contact with the guards yesterday and all the rest of it, so fucking... Bear with me! And I forgot to give you the answer to life yesterday. Fucking hell. We'll have to stay tuned and find out what it is. Once again, VeganSteven #1 hit what's it called? VeganSteven Irish hit single or something like that. It's link in bio, and it's jeez, I'm really sounded, haven't I? Oh, rockin' tune. Oh, cheers, man. Good man, Mike. Mike. Good man. Alright, I don't know how to spell. It, but that's deadly. Hopefully having this Mike lad on, he's a legendary guitar teacher. And I'm fucking somehow I convinced this lad, I swindled him to do a masterclass on the lesson. So that'll work. I have a number of amazing tutors who I've somehow, I feel like an absolute con man getting them to come on my show, but it's gonna be fucking iconic and legendary, because this is like, I'm gonna be having a chat with them, and I'm gonna be asking them like genuinely, like, how do you do this thing? Because I've seen you do this thing and it blows my mind, and it's not very often that someone like makes me rethink music. This Mikey lad made me rethink fucking hell, like, this lad knows what he's talking about. So I'm gonna try and rob some of his greatness. I'm gonna have him on the show. I'm gonna ask him some questions. Maybe we'll have a beer. We're gonna just chill and see what happens. Like, it's nothing serious, but it's gonna be hard for excellence not to come out of this. I have an amazing singing teacher booked as well. And if anyone thinks I'm good at singing, this person puts me to shame. They're a proper jazz soul person. So, and like I said, this Mikey lad's way better than me at guitar. Like, so if you guys think I'm any good at music, check out my guest lecturers. Like, fuck me, they wipe the floor at me. So I only try to associate with people who are, better than me. As in, be influenced by people who are better. That kind of sounds a bit snobby, but I think guys know what I mean. I'm out there to try and improve myself. So what are we talking about? Star Wars. So I went on this site called Adverts last night, and I started commenting on every Star Wars toy, being like, "Hey, can I get this off you before Christmas?" Because I was just like, "Oh, it'd be so cool if I came down from..." Because there's nothing I want, that way I kind of have everything I want. So Star Wars, I was like, "Fuck, I'll come down Christmas morning and I'll have this big box of like miscellaneous Star Wars toys that..." I don't know, it's just one of those things, like, some people are into getting a bottle of whiskey for Christmas. I'd like to have like a bit of nostalgia, you know what I mean? It's like watching a movie, like something like a hot every Christmas. So just like, I like having a little Star Wars toy. I don't give a fuck about the fucking packaging or if it's to do with the latest movie. I was just like, I think I've got like 5 or 6 Wookiees, all the same one. Because I've got a lot of multiples of the same toy and all this shit, you know what I mean? Yeah, know what I mean? So that's what's going on. So we gotta talk about the 2 popes. And gotta talk about the 2 popes, gotta talk about the Garda Scientology, gotta talk about the whole thing. So basically I've arranged to meet up with people already to get these Star Wars. There's a lad that lives magically, just happens to live down the road. I was on the phone to him this morning. He was like, yeah, I got all these bashed up, like my son doesn't want them anymore. I got a lot of wrecked Star Wars toys. Do you want them? I'll sell them to you for like a $5 a piece, like these ships. I was like, ah! So I'm gonna see him after this podcast. But yeah, I'm like a big child, you know what I mean? Because these figures maybe cost €10 when they came out, and now they're maybe... people are giving them away because they don't want them. They've been played with and all the rest of them. They're just either getting thrown out or get some idiot like me. So yeah, like in my gaff or whatever, I'm gonna have one room and it's just gonna be like a load of creepy Star Wars things, and I'm gonna be like when everyone gets hammered on night out or whatever. Man, having a Star Wars room is probably the most embarrassing thing you could admit having in the world. But you're fuck it. That's my guilty pleasure, like that's my dark secret as far as I'm concerned. I collect little Star Wars toys, but only used ones that are a bit fucked. And then I end up just kind of giving them away, like someone's like, "Oh, gee, can I..." I'm like, "Oh, no worries, take it." Cause yeah, it's not like whatever. Hey, I always think I'm gonna play with them, but then I always get fucking lazy. I'm like, someday I'll like have them all spread out and be like, but then I just end up listening to music and I'm like rocking out. But anyway, sure, look, yeah, I'd rather, instead of going on holidays to Ibiza or something, I'd rather just a few Star Wars toys, to be honest. That's me, like, everyone gets their own happiness, like, I know it sounds ridiculous, but there you are. That's one of the most embarrassing things you can say. So listen, let's see, got the old Scientology there, and the other thing I have to talk about is, alright, while I'm talking about Star Wars, I'll tell you about the new movie. I've watched it twice now. It's been out a day. It's been out 2 days. Now, I'm a Star Wars fanboy and all the rest of it, so yeah. So listen, in layman's terms, in my eyes, Star Wars can do no wrong. As I said, I'm a Star Wars fanboy, but I'm gonna tell you like what the crack was from a movie maker's point of view and all that shit. I'm just gonna bomb through it for 10 seconds and move on to the rest of the show. Hopefully, no spoilers. So yeah, there was like Star Wars films, like, was it 4 to 6, or the first one's made, was it 4 to 6? 4 to 6. All right, you got 4 to 6. So these new ones that Disney made are literally a remake of those ones, like not frame by frame, but you know what I mean. Like, it's literally a reincarnation, and they have a female in the lead role. Adds a little bit more kind of PC. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I thought that was fucking class. I was very angry when I first started watching it, but the new film just wraps everything nicely together, fills in all the gaps, and yeah, so I don't know, just like I said, they could put out literally a Wookiee or a Stormtrooper taking a dump, and I'd still be like, brilliant. How do they think of that? Masterpiece. Brilliant. Give me the action figure of that. You know what I mean? Just that's the power of fucking nostalgia. So apparently, I'm big into all the back storylines and all this shit, but apparently they're clashing with the original storylines. But it's good to, and people are going, oh, it doesn't match up with George Lucas's thing because Palpatine's meant to be dead and all this shit. But the thing to remember in context is they're giving out that they don't match up with George Lucas's original plans for all this stuff. George Lucas originally had it as a fucking musical in space, like, and it was made for kids to sell kids toys because that's where the money is. Disney only paid the female lead, I think it's $200,000, and as far as I know, she didn't get any of the rights to the toys. Anyway, listen, we won't get into that. And there's a whole thing of... Alright, we won't get into the toy rights and the money in the back end and how all this shit works. Listen, that's business. Money has to be made at the end of the day, you know? I can sit here and bitch about these weren't paid right and all the rest of it, but... in a way, a lot of the actors got paid in exposure. Like, they're going to be made for life after being in a Star Wars film, so... There's a lot of weird shit going on in the Star Wars, like a lot of people putting dead people's faces on new people and... Oh, Jesus. But listen, I really liked it. I'd watch it again. In fact, so I watched it twice. I watched it the first time, I was like, oh, was it good? I watched the second time being like, yeah, it's very good. But like I said, I can do wrong. So listen, I've talked about Star Wars for a long time. To be honest, I just want to talk about Star Wars forever. But I'm not going to, because, yeah. But just think of, like, yeah, I think you know what I'm talking about. Like, everyone has their own childhood nostalgia thing. That's the thing for me. So it's like, alright, break time, pull the kettle. I don't want to take a break time. I just want to have a great time. VeganSteven, where do you come up with all those improvised songs? I don't know, I just think of how long. Hey, oh, do you wanna? Whoa, shit. So that's called the old mental health break, where you, God, listen, I stabbed some people, I'm on the run. It's really getting me down. And my mum's trying to turn me in. Do you know, all that kind of crack, good crack. Oh jeez, Carl Fogden said, what are you doing drinking a big glass full of poo? Oh jeez. I didn't think people would be that quick to cop on to what I'm actually drinking. Because I'm actually drinking fermented poo. Fermented poo is one of those drugs that they do in really poor countries. You know those countries where everyone's fucking AIDS? Let me finish. Okay, I don't think I have a leg to stand on. I guess that was just politically correct in it, unpolitically correct in every way possible. How you getting on, Fitard and Jojo vegan friendly? You're all looking gorgeous. What I'm trying to say is, oh my god, there's some countries. Everyone everyone knows what I'm talking about, but I have to say it in a politically correct way. Okay. Oh my god. Alright. Some countries where there's no money, some places in the world where there's no money, in some slums, you know, prostitution's rampant, all the prostitutes have AIDS, and the kids have no money, they just have shit in the ground, so they end up getting these 2 litre bottles and they just shit in them, and then they cover the top and the shit ferments. It's one of the cheapest drugs you can do, and then they just kind of like breathe. I'm not sure how it works. I think they just breathe in like shit that's gone off. I think they just breathe in the methane gas. I think that might be how it works. I'm not well up on it. I wouldn't recommend trying it at home because you're breathing in a lot of bacteria. I don't know. That's the mad thing. Like, some people come up with all these natural highs. Oh, you can. What was it? You boil fucking banana skins in a pan and then it fucking dry them out and all this mad shit. Generally, stuff like marijuana and stuff is a lot safer than a lot of these things. Like, you have kids breathing into, what's it called, like fucking finger duster? What are those things called? Air, compressed air things. You have kids breathing into that shit, which you can actually fucking die from. And if they had like a joint, the worst thing that's gonna, and cause permanent brain damage. Blue causes permanent brain damage. Where if they had a puff of an old marijuana, they're not gonna do permanent brain damage themselves. They don't have a. You can die instantly from substance abuse. No one's ever died ever from marijuana, as in the actual intake of it. You know, they might cough, oh jeez, and they might think the fucking government's after them if they don't have their mental health in check. But anyway, so listen, don't do drugs, so there'll be more for VeganSteven, as they say. Kids, do not do drugs. More for VeganSteven. Alright. Fictional show, people. Fictional show. Fictional character. Jerry Muhammad Adams. So, Jerry Muhammad Adams, and because I was thinking, you know, Jerry Muslim Adams is a bit kind of, it doesn't really roll off the tongue. Jerry Muhammad Adams from Armagh. How does that sound like? Jerry Muhammad Adams from Armagh. It's like you don't even have to open your mouth. It's just like dar 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 dar. Jerry Muhammad Adams from Armagh. I'm a black man. I'm also an Ulster man. Do you know what I mean? It just rolls off the fucking tongue. So I think that might be. We'll put it to a public vote anyway and see what token characters you guys want. Do you want to see Asian LGBT? That's one of the token characters that auditioned for the show. Or would you rather vote in Jerry Muhammad Adams as a token character on the show? Or... So listen, we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's just fun to say, Jerry Muhammad Adams from Armagh. I'm a black man, but I'm also an Ulster man. Now hold on a minute, I'll let you talk. With respect. With respect. I can't even do it. I can't even do the accent, but man, I was studying Jerry Adams, man. What a great people person, man. He's so good at conveying his point. It's ridiculous. I like to study people who are very good at communicating, because that's something I've had to really work on myself, you know. Body language really helps. It just really helps people stay engaged. And say stuff that's not too generalised and negative. Kind of keep it upbeat, and you can often, apparently the way to fucking arguing is to let people know that you're both want the same thing. Do you know what I mean? You both want the same goal at the end of the day. The only thing you're arguing about is what's the best way to get there. Do you know what I mean? Because everyone really wants the same thing in the end. Like, just want to fucking play with their dick, probably have a nice roof over their head, and eat a bit. Do you know what I mean? Maybe like raise a family or whatever. Alright, so we all want the same fucking shit. We're only just arguing about how we're going to get there. But sure, look. Listen, women want to just play with their own dick as well, alright? I'm not being sexist. And, as Bill Burr would say, is this asshole really going to make me vote for a woman? Which was what he said to annoy all this. He said the trick to annoying people. He put out a tweet about the presidential debate years ago. I can't remember how many years ago it was. There was the American presidential debate. Bill Burr is a comedian, by the way. He has a cameo in the new Star Wars. I think it's episode 6 or something. Anyway, he said the trick is, it's easy to annoy one side like Hillary or Trump. Do you know what I mean? It's easy to annoy Democrats or Republicans, but the trick is to annoy both of them with one statement. So he said, there was on one side there was a female candidate, and the other side there was a male candidate who was, people felt he was unqualified or whatever. So his goal was to annoy both sides. So he said, I can't believe this guy is really going to make me vote for a woman. And everyone just went, that both sides just went, oh, you can't say that, oh, fucking hell. So I guess that's my goal, is to see how much I can annoy both sides at the same time. Because yeah, there really is an art form annoying both sides, because it's easy to annoy one side. Man, Bill Burr, what an absolute ledge bag. Alright, so we had the Star Wars film, it got a VeganSteven 10 out of 10. As regards, I think in context, like if you watch all 3 films as a whole, it's 10 out of 10. Like by themselves, they're all a bit confused and it's like, oh, what's going on here? But as a trilogy, yeah. Like I'll be watching that, like if I ever have, what's the fucking thing? Whatever. If I ever have whatever. Kids in the family or whatever, we'll probably all sit down, watch Star Wars. Like by themselves, they're all a bit confused. That's me. Man, it's so fucking trippy as fuck that I'm doing a live thing on the internet. Fucking people I respect are actually fucking commenting on the thing and going like, oh, I like that. It's like, fucking hell, like, this was just an idea. I was like, oh, that, like, how do I become massively successful and get my music into the hands of everyone? And they were like, listen, if you want to be super successful, you either have to be in a film or you have to be on the internet every day. And I was like, fuck, I'll go on the internet every day and then I can go on films or whatever. Because the music is only 10% of the game, unfortunately. Quote Bono. Right, so I'm looking at some news here, but I'm just going to wrap this up. Not wrap it up, but... So there's a new Star Wars out. Listen, it was grand. Like, I loved it. Fuck it. Do you know what I mean? Alright, sorry. I'm just like defending... do you know, you get kind of irrational about childhood things. Like, no! How can you not like this thing that I used to like? Oh, you're such an idiot. Oh. All this shit. I don't want to be all weird about it, but yesterday they were saying, oh, this Trump lad's getting impeached, he's out, right? And now it says 7 hours ago, Space Force, that's right, Space Force, Trump officially launches US military service. Alright. But what I'm confused is, if they just voted him out, then why are they saying, how is he just making new laws or whatever? Do you know what I mean? Obviously, I'm jumping to conclusions and not looking at all the details. But if they're really kicking someone out, sure, do you know what I mean? It kind of completely contradicts what the news was saying yesterday. So this might have something to do with why I do not. Why I try to not get emotional about the news, because they're just like fucking with you. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But in general, I think in life it's too easy to hang around with people who are the same as you or below you. I think it really takes another level of thing to hang out with people who are better than you. And when I say better than you, I just mean even if you want to hang out with someone who's better than you, you can literally go to the pub and hang out with some old men. Old men are wise as fuck. Give it the L flipper. What? Same message. Hello. Give it an L flipper. Same as myself. What the fuck is that on about? Maybe it's a reference to what I was talking about. I just... F. Cheney, how about you? Did you hear any complaints, any rumours about the show by any chance? Did you overhear any complaints? No, he hasn't. Alright, fair play. There's been rumours about some complaints about the show. Some voicemails have been made. Give it the L flipper. What is that? Flipper. Maybe he's talking about flip hat. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what he's on about. Anyway, sure, listen. Star Wars is grand. Space Force is launching, apparently. So, yeah. There's a lot of stuff. A lot of people say, like, as soon as they became presidents, they'd just be like, listen, tell me about the aliens. What's going on with the aliens, UFOs? That's like the first thing a lot of presidents, like, kind of people who think about, like, why do you want to become president? It's like, so I can find out what the fuck's going on with the aliens. It's just like entertainment. I'm not an alien lad, but sure, look. Hey baby, woman charged for running over teen because she was Mexican. Hang on. Woman charged for running over teen because she was Mexican. BBC 15 hours ago. That sentence makes fuck all sense. I know I meant to be dyslexic and stuff, but by Jesus. Woman charged for running over teen because she was Mexican. Does that, like, that is clickbait, by the way. That's how it works. You're like, what the fuck is that? And then you click into it. This is like clickbait 101. Get a load of words that don't really make sense, kind of buzzwords, just slam them together. There's a picture of someone here. They're looking a bit worse per wear. It says, Pluck County Jail. Police say Nicole, I don't really want to name and shame here. Nicole, anyway, she's 42, admitted hitting a teen on the pavement. Alright. Victim was 14. That's not good. Numerous injuries. Set bail at 1 million. Jesus Christ. It was a hate crime. They're looking at... The thing is, like, this is all... Do you know what's mad about the news? Like, I know it's fucking easy to give out with the news and all this shit, but... Some, like, I do the same. It's all just questions. Is this person racist? Question mark. How could someone who's running over... The bails sit for 1 million. Like, she already has 1 million. I don't want to be judging people on looks, but I'd say I'm not sure if she can afford to pay rent by... Alright, maybe that was very rude of me. I apologise. The two popes. Right, let's have a look at this. So I saw the old two popes yesterday. In fairness now, I kind of have my own prejudices against religion. Do you know what I mean? As soon as people talk about religion, I kind of start switching off. So I was like, fuck it, I'll give this film a go. It has your man in it, who's your man, as they say in Ireland. Your man. No way, is it a comedy? I didn't realise it was a comedy. Anthony Hopkins, I believe, is the man I'm thinking of. Silence of the Lambs and all that kind of carry on. Right, I'm a bit confused on things, but alright, it's a biographical drama. Oh, fucking hell. My brain is flatulating violently. Let's see. Anthony Hopkins. Okay, it stars Anthony Hopkins and Jonathan Pry, whoever they are. And listen, all it's about is there was some kind of... Can I get a year in here? It grossed 32,000 in theatres. That's not good. Oh shit. So was it box office flop? That's not good. I'm not looking at the numbers here. As a business product, it's looking very, 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 very... Oh dear. As a financial... Jesus Christ, it only made 300... It didn't even reach 400,000 in the box office. Oh, fuck, that's not good. It must be some kind of indie film or something, because if I was financing this film and I had Anthony Hopkins in it, I'd be looking to file for bankruptcy. Listen, I don't know. I'm just reading Wikipedia here. I hope these numbers are fucking wrong, because otherwise they're fucking going homeless. You can't make a fucking big budget and have big actors and... Holy gee, that wouldn't even cover any of the fees. Jesus Christ. Alright. So listen, there's a film made called The Two Popes. No, sure, Netflix would be paying more than fucking 400,000. Alright, those numbers don't make fucking sense. I'm telling you fucking now, those numbers are fucking wrong. Anyway, listen, what do I know about money and film budgets and profit margins? And I'm just some lad in a fucking... Okay. I'm just looking for... Alright, who wants to know the answer to life? So listen, I didn't last the whole of The Two Popes film, because a lot of it wasn't in fucking English. Sorry, just getting this camera working. A lot of it wasn't in English, which is fine, but I was a lot of subtitles in that, so... Yeah, listen, I thought it was really good, and I'll tell you why I thought it was really good. I went in with my own prejudices, you know, anything that to do with Catholic Church, I just go, nah, it must be a load of shite. Alright, so I gave it a chance. I was watching it, and for the bits I did watch, I thought it was fucking really good. Alright? It went into the everyday life of what it, like... You know, their questions, their faith, they're like, oh, is God real? And he's the fucking Pope of the fucking world, right? And he's like, oh, I'm not sure if... And they're all just going like, oh... There's so much fucking wisdom in the film. The whole film is probably one of the most quotable films I've ever come across in my life. I mean, I've only watched half of it. The whole way through it, they're dropping fucking philosophy, like fucking serious philosophy bombs. And I nearly want to be there with the pen and paper. Do you know what I mean? When you have heavyweight actors like Anthony Hopkins... You gotta kind of take note and be like, this Anthony Hopkins is such an amazing taste, and he's such a very socially intellectual human being. Like, he studies how people fucking walk. He can imitate different people's walks, and it's another fucking level of understanding. Listen, I barely understand it, and this lad's been spending his whole life studying this stuff, so I only have the tip of the iceberg. Well, so yeah, I don't know, it's shot very well. It just has some nice comedy scenes in it, you know, where the Pope wants to eat alone and he's there drinking fizzy drinks out of the bottle and watching football, and it's pretty funny. And then I don't know, man, they have arguments about, you know, gay marriage and stuff, and it's just mad. It's just mad how they agree on nearly everything, but when they come to one thing, they're like, I can't even talk to you. I don't even want to know, just because they disagree on one thing. It's like, it's just mad. Like, they nearly agree on everything apart from one thing, and because they disagree on one thing, they're having a fight. They're like, I can't even trust you on anything. It's just mad, you know? They get caught up on the details. And then Anthony Hopkins' character is like, here, let's just have a chat about life, as opposed to anything to do with religion. Just like, do you like watching football? Do you want some chewing gum? Just general shite, just having small talk, do you know what I mean? And it's really fucking interesting. And they're talking about, you know, the pressure of should they resign, and there's so much pressure, and they both kind of want to retire. Like, it seems like no one wants to be Pope, but also they're all fighting to be Pope. But there's also this other thing that if you want to be Pope, then you shouldn't be Pope. It's some kind of philosophy loophole. And when you find someone who doesn't want to be Pope, then they're the perfect person to be Pope, and all this fucking weird shit. But I'm the first person to give out about religion and all the rest of it, organised religion. But I really enjoyed the philosophy. I thought it was fucking bang on. I said I only watched fucking half the film, so man, the whole other half could be some mad fucking sex scandal, and the Pope's getting his genitals out or whatever. I don't know. I don't think the film is going that way. I thought it was a very enjoyable film if you're into philosophy, and the human story. Do you know what I mean? Because it really separates. Because I've said so many things about the Pope. Bad things, and when you fucking realise that it's just another human being trying to get through the day, like drinking fizzy drinks, watching football, trying to go like, oh, I just want to fucking chill out, and everyone's like, what are you gonna do about these sex scandals? What are you gonna do? And he's just like, I just want to drink fucking bit of cola and watch football, and he's a fucking old lad, like he's hobbling around, and I don't know, man. It kind of just makes you think like fucking we're all. It's not like he's some kind of evil mastermind. Well, maybe he isn't an evil mastermind, I don't fucking know. But from the portrayal in the movie, he seems like a very kind of likeable lad. I only watched the first half. I was playing music, like fucking the whole way through it, so I may have missed the part where something very bad happened, but yeah. I think yeah. Alright, so we're going to talk about, I had to get in contact with the Garda Síochána yesterday. Now, in America, when someone makes a video mentioning a volatile group, that is a group that is likely to retaliate, if you say anything negative about that group, they are so insecure that they will retaliate. Typically, they'll send a private investigator out just in front of your house. They'll take pictures from over your back wall. Just try to get a picture of you like cheating on your wife or hitting your kid or taking a shit in public. Whatever your little thing is, they're trying to catch you, and they go, listen, if you say anything else about this group, we're going to tell everyone that you cheated on your wife. Alright? They try to get you blackmail and all the rest of it. Another thing that people do when you make fun of these organisations is they do a thing called doxing, which is where they give out your address and make up a rumour about you, saying something like, you gave AIDS to fucking cancer patients or something, and then loads of people show up to your house and they're like, hey, you gave AIDS to cancer, and then it turns out the next day that it was all just a load of shite and didn't mean anything. Another thing that happens is a thing called swatting, which is where someone rings up the police and says, listen, VeganSteven is beating the crap out of his wife, and he's getting other people's wives and he's hitting them, and it's all happening right now inside this house, so you need to go there and fucking kick the door down and whatever. So in other countries what happens is they kick down the door, they shoot the dog and go, everybody get down the ground, so fucking where, and all this mad shit. Alright? It's called swatting. There's all these kind of horror stories you hear from these mad countries where they're big into guns and things, alright? So the way it works is, someone says something controversial about a group, someone gets offended, they go, how can I get back at this person for making a YouTube video about me? They claim the video, the copyright or whatever, they can write any angry comments about it or whatever. But often things are made up about them, and false things are reported to the police, and then the police take action based on false reports, and front doors can be broken in and dogs can be shot, and usually it's all fucking grand at the end of the day. Usually you just go, listen, I make YouTube videos, can we have a cup of tea and talk about this? And they go, yeah, no worries, like. And then you just explain to them, you can obviously see I have not been hitting any women, there's no blood on my hands, you know what I mean? I don't have a license for I don't even know where you'd want someone to get a firearm in Ireland. I don't even know if you can't even buy guns in Ireland. I think, as far as I know, you can't even buy a gun if you wanted to. As in, if you want to go into a shop, I don't think you can. I don't even know if there is a shop in Ireland you can. I don't know. But basically, you annoy someone like Scientology, they ring up a lot of people, spread a load of fake news, and then before you know it, you have a private investigator up your ass, and they're looking for some bullshit to sue you for defamation or something. And it's all intimidation so that you won't, make fun of this organisation, because they're all about protecting a couple of image. Alright, so I had to get in contact with the guards because I made a video yesterday on Scientology. And Scientology have a reputation for doing all of the things which I've just mentioned. They've made fake documentaries about other reporters such as Louis Theroux. They made a website, about him. They said, listen, he's a very bad man. He doesn't pay his taxes or something. I don't know what he said. General character defamation. And sometimes they pay someone to say they're attacked by the person, like, oh, you looked at me while I was taking a shit or something. And they make a whole website saying you did all this mad shit. Alright, so listen, I just had to go to the guards and go, listen, here's the video I made. I'm a nice lad. Come over to my house anytime you want. Do you know what I mean? I said, guards, like, come over whenever you want. Like, I'll give you a cup of tea, no bother. And all the rest of it. And they were like, I just said, listen, I slagged off Scientology, and they said, I can't get into too much detail about exactly what they said, but they just said, we're on top of that stuff, if you know what I mean. We may or may not have an open case on that thing that we can't talk about, and so on, but you don't have to worry. They just said, listen, that you're not going to get swatted around this shite. It doesn't go on in Ireland. They just said, listen, if someone does make a wild claim about you, the guards will actually like look into it. They don't just like show up, kicking the door down, and doing all stupid shit. They like actually like go, hey man, are you beating your wife in here? What's going on? I don't know. They don't just like start shooting and mad shit. Because I just said, listen, I've been watching too much American TV, and they're like, yeah, like that stuff does go on, but not in Ireland and all this shit. Alright, so I can't get into too much details because it's all, confidential, and there was a bit of, I can't even get into it, but basically I'm in communication with the guards and all the rest of it, and it's all good. It's all good. It's all taken care of. Everything's above. They're aware that there may be calls made about me. They know where I live. I'm in communication and all the rest of it. And I don't know what else I can say. But the guards are being very sound, and I have communication with them and all the rest of it. And hopefully I can organise a photo shoot with them. God, women. I think that would be fucking the funniest thing ever if I could get a music video. It's just me, and it's just me and guards like for the whole music video. I think it'd be fucking class. But anyway, sure, listen. So that's just communication. Do you know what I mean? Because I was thinking, oh man, I'm just gonna spend the next week, terrified in case there's some private investigator outside my house and all this mad shit. To do with Scientology and all this intimidation rackets they get up to. And the guards were just like, listen, we're around the fucking corner. Yeah, I don't know. Listen, they said they have it under control. And we'll just leave it there, because otherwise... Anyway, that's all. Alright, so that's the crack with that. I was going to have a little look at the news. If anyone wants to check out that Scientology episode I did, you can have a look at it. Alright, doesn't matter. Alright, moving on. We're just going to have a little look at the news. Or are we? Or are we? Oh my god. So he's having a... Oh yeah, we're back. Okay. Right, so little bit of world news, ladies and gentlemen. Huh? Oh, okay. Oh, it's too bright in here, man. Alright, here we go. Citizenship Act protests. I wait in silence as the world falls apart. Alright. BBC News 11 hours ago. Rakat Hasmai, a Muslim student in Delhi, explains why she feels anxious about her future as an Indian woman. Okay. Like many Muslims in India, I now spend my days... And then it's ... Okay. So, she's... BBC News are expressing their concern about that. Alright. Brazil. Bolsonaro in homophobic outburst as corruption. Alright. His name is Bolsonaro. Critics interpret president's attack on journalists as attempts to divert attention from spiralling scandal involving son Flavo. Jesus, alright, so there's a bit of controversy going on. The Guardian says there's a bit of controversy going on there in Brazil. President's son's allegedly saying some homophobic shit to something about covering his sons. I don't know. See, I'm only getting like 2 lines of a news report and then it just goes ... So you kind of got to go like, what the fuck's going on here? So yeah, I don't know. This one's The Guardian. Nigerian students wrongly gonna make this Control Plus, by the way, is how you make the text bigger on your screen if any of you guys are into that. Alright. Nigerian students wrongly deported in Bosnia return home. The Guardian, 1 hour ago. Okay, they just gives their names there. Today's date, once again, the time is 1:08. The date is the 21st of the 12th, 2019. Reading, just type world news into Google there. So it's mostly like articles from Irish Times and The Guardian. The last 24 hours. Russian climate activist, inspired by Germingberg, is jailed. Okay. I think they might mean Greta Thunberg or whatever. I still don't know how to say her name. And to be honest, I think life will go on. Okay. The 2019 World Running Survey, Irish Spirit passed the British. Okay. There is... Okay. Friday's Daily Brief. Pope Francis... Iran world corruption. It says UN News 15 hours ago. Alright. Jesus Christ, there's a famine threat and concern for jailed Iranian protesters. Fucking hell, what the fuck's going on there? That's mad. That's all under the headline Pope Francis and all that. Exclusive. Canada police prepared to shoot indigenous... Okay, whatever that's about. EU headquarters built by undocumented migrants workers. The Guardian. Okay. Oh wait, hang on. The EU is facing embarrassment over claims that the new Europa headquarters, also known as Space Egg Building, was built to help the liquid. Okay. Look, I could get into the whole North Korea side business of... Well, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna... Listen, to be honest, I shouldn't even be mentioning the Scientology thing, because it takes me off my main key goals, which is positive mental health, and I think people should be very concerned about what battles they choose to fight, and I may have taken a little bit too much on board. So, because you can't change everything, can you? I think you can only change 1 or 2 things, and any more than that, and you're kind of doing a bit. You won't get to whatever. Gunman who attacked FSB building was firearms enthusiast. Guardian 16 hours ago. The man who shot dead in central Moscow after opening fire on officers, Federal Security Service, FBS, Russia's main intelligence agency building. Trump is impeached and faces trial in US Senate. Oh, Jesus. So how is this guy impeached and still passing a US space law, like Space Force thing? I don't know how things work. So listen, it's a bit of fun, isn't it? It's a bit of fun. It's entertainment. Okay. Egypt and England to contest final whatever Trump impeachment charges absolutely made up, says Putin. Putin's gas crack, man. I know you're not allowed to make these kind of jokes, but I'd love to have Putin over for dinner, like, and just fucking talk shite with him, like I know he's like an evil man and all that shit, but he just seems like he'd be a good crack at a party. Like, all these world leaders be great crack at a party. Obama there, Putin, be all having passing the bong around, fucking gas crack. Gardaí arrest 2 men after Dublin robberies. Alright. Quiz. This is the journal.ie, okay? This is all like 26 minutes ago and all the rest of it. Donald Trump officially launches military space force. Okay, we have Irish comments here which may be comical. Rodent, cockroaches and cluster flies. How to keep your home clear from winter's top pests. Man taken to hospital with serious injuries after being struck with car in Limerick. Alright, I'm tearing up the eyes here just because alright. How Ireland and the business world have changed from 2020. Alright. Okay, listen, we're going to have a look at this Donald Trump space thing and just what the Irish commenters have to say. Do we have any comments? Sorry. Okay, here we go. Alright, here we go. I'm just going to read some. This is just how general Irish people feel about this whole thing. This is Wade Wilson, 2 hours ago. Offer free third level education, ? Make sure all citizens have access to healthcare. No, Space Force. Alright, bit of sarcasm there. Ted Logan says, more Star Wars than Star Trek. Okay. Lloyd Kretsch, 1 hour ago, says, there is no such thing as free education or free healthcare. Okay, and that's got 2 more replies. That caused a bit of controversy. John Braid, 2 hours ago, said, how sad is that? Not exactly hope for humanity, is there really? Let's have someone more hated and feared. Mind you, Space Force sounds like Police Squad, if you remember that Leslie Nielsen TV comedy. Hilarious. Leslie Nielsen's one of my favourite comedians of all time, by the way. Keelan O'Neill. Like a midget. Now, this is a quote. I didn't say midget. Or short arse. Or anything else. Okay, like a midget at urinal, I was going to have to stay in my toes. What? Oh, okay. Like a midget at urinal, I was going to have to stay in my toes. Jesus, that's contro. He corrects himself. On my toes, god damn it. Desmond Lyons, 2 hours ago, says, I hope he's not relying on Boeing. Boeing. I don't know what that means. Boeing 747 or what the fuck is he on about? Vincent O'Brien says he should be launched up to space on the biggest orange rocket they have to never return. Classic. Frank McCaffrey says, hilarious. Did a 5-year-old tell that one Vinny? Oh, shit. And then someone says, aka Spaceballs 2. That's a reference to something. Alright, I think we might have to leave it there because we are running out of time. The Two Popes, that was a film. Yeah, it definitely exists. And I think that's it, baby. Alright, there doesn't seem to be anything. There's obviously shit going on every second of the day, but as regards like red alert, this cannot wait for tomorrow under any circumstances. Gardaí sees 32,000 illegally imported cigarettes and tobacco. Okay, they won't be for sale on Moore Street. It's back. Piano at Pierce Station. Restored to former glory following mindless vandalisation. Who gives a fuck? Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. Like pianos. There's a piano in loads of people's gaffs and they're just. Okay. I retract my statement. Gardaí attends scene of protest outside Donica's women's prison in Dublin. Alright. Senate. Oh shit, what's this about? Senator exclusive or executive awarded 7,000 after being sacked over very offensive WhatsApp messages. Alright, listen, I'm out. I'm gone. That's the morning espresso. So listen, if you have any doubts about yourself, cop the fuck on and realise that you can do it or something like that. Alright. Christmas is coming. Fuck it. Right, good luck. Yeah, that's it. Alright, brilliant.